dedicato la mia vita ai momenti più felici, ad inseguire un sogno, il mio sogno. Quante volte mi hai deluso, non importa, io ci credo e vivo il mio sogno. Bari, grande amore, Bari, unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, facci sognare ancora, facci gridare ancora, facci gridare ancora, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. Quanti viaggi con gli amici, tanti posti sconosciuti, tutti uniti innamorati di un sogno. Canto sempre con orgoglio, anche quando sono stanco, mai nessuno può distruggere il mio sogno. Bari, grande amore, Bari, unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai.
All right, welcome once again to a brand new edition of the Staten Island Soccer Report, coming to you Facebook Live tonight from the studios of CTV. I definitely want to thank Kenny behind the glass for getting the show in last minute, and there was a reason why we wanted to do this show. The reason is that debacle in Italy today, but we'll get to that momentarily. I just want to mention a couple of things before we get into that disaster. Staten Island Soccer Club Strikers won their first game ever as a team yesterday, 2-0 beating Hazlitt, and just want to give them some props. Great job by the girls, and finally getting the feel of a victory on the soccer field. So, with that being said, I believe we got Vincenzo on the line.
Johnny, how are you?
Yes, that's Vincenzo. Vincenzo, I'm really good. I don't know if the Italian national team is feeling good right now, but how's things going, Vincenzo?
Well, Johnny, it's a sad day for Italian fans, but the name of the game is to put one more goal than the other team.
Right, yep.
So, and nothing to be ashamed of. I saw both games. Johnny, got an echo over there.
Yeah, there might be. I don't know if it's on our end or your end, but there's a little bit of an echo. Vincenzo, let's just break it down. We have about an hour here, okay, to discuss. We're going to focus mainly on the game on the Italian national team today. You mentioned it being a sad day. I mean, it could be a sad day. It can also be something that'll, it's better for the long run that this happened. I mean, unfortunately, they're not going to go to the World Cup. But, I mean, changes needed to be made, right?
Well, Johnny, remember, the Italian, both games something like this happens once a blue moon over there. Because both games, Italy, they had 80% of ball control.
Right.
They hit the goalpost last game. Today, as you noticed, in San Siro, there were 80,001 spectators.
80,000 fans, right? Yes.
80,000 plus one spectator.
80,000 plus one in Milan today, yeah.
Who was the one, Johnny? Buffon.
Buffon was the one, right.
He was a spectator. I mean, the game lasts 90 minutes,
Right.
85 minutes.
Right. Well, you know what?
So,
Yeah, they pressured it because they possessed the ball for most of the game. Buffon was watching, like you said. So, but Vincenzo, now, I mean, do we have to, is it the 2 games that they just played, or is it more than that?
no, 2 games, Johnny.
So you're breaking it down to these 2 games is the reason why.
Well, I mean, those those 2 games were the crucial one, the most important
Of
one.
course, right. All right.
You know, I mean, Italy, when they play against Albania, when they play against Israel, when Macedonia, they lost to Spain.
Yeah.
It's not like something just happened overnight.
Yeah, I agree with you, Joe. We got the Facebook, people commenting on Facebook, and Joe was saying that they need to crash and burn, and start over from the,
Yeah.
start over again like that. So
Even though I like Ventura, but after this, no matter how good you are, Johnny, it's time to change.
right,
Maybe the new coach will bring new ideas, young players, and start from scratch. And next phase will be the European Cup.
right.
2
That's
years
it.
from now.
Yeah, that's in 2 years, European Cup. So that's where they need to build and get ready for that
Yes.
tournament, right? The European Cup. So Vincenzo, let's just break it down a little bit. I mean, even though, let's just say they get through here, all right, and they beat Sweden, right, and they get through, they make it to the World Cup. How far? I mean, do you have any confidence as far as winning the World Cup? Because Italy's about winning it. You don't go there just to go on vacation, play 3 games, and go home.
This is not an Italian season.
Right.
This World Cup, I mean, it's not like you were in the first phase group
Right.
where you were really leading, or you were really powerhouse. They had a hard time beating Albania.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
that tells you, even if they would qualify, maybe they will make the first round. After that, hasta la vista.
Yeah, you'd be lucky if they got out of the group stage, right?
I
Yeah.
think that's the most that they would have won.
So Vincenzo, what have you? Let's see. I mean, what could have they done different?
I like El Shaarawy. El Shaarawy, I don't know why we need a victory. Play to win.
Play to win, right?
So I will put El Shaarawy right away.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he brought in a couple plays at the end there with 20 minutes to go.
I mean, I like the way El Shaarawy was moving.
Yep.
Into the area, was creating
Yep.
panic.
I
I don't know why he didn't bring him earlier.
could have started him at the half, maybe, halftime.
Yeah, even at the half. I mean, trying to, because you have to win.
Right. Yep. You had to score a goal. They didn't score a goal. 2 games, no goals.
No, if we don't score, like I said before,
You're not going right. You can't.
if we don't put them.
If you don't score, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So in 2 games, they don't score. So
But I do like Damian, Contreras. Those are young guys.
Yep.
Even with the new coaches,
Mhm.
they still they can make some contribution to the
Right.
Italian team.
So
But the other ones, Chiellini, Barzagli, even Buffon, even though I like Buffon a lot, I mean, after this.
well, is it the end for Buffon? I mean, he said it was going to be. Is it? I mean, it's easy to say when before you played the qualifying games. Now it's the end. Is he going to stick with his word?
Well, John, remember, he's over 40. Even though today he was a spectator.
Right.
But you're going to find
I mean, if they're playing tomorrow, the national team, he's my goalkeeper.
No. Like I said, if we have to start fresh, let's give Donnarumma for Milan, couple young guys upcoming. I mean, Buffon, even though you don't bring Juventus to the national team, you bring a mixture of players, and it's hard to couple of games here and there.
So Vincenzo, do you have a problem with the national team always picking a lot of players from Juventus? Is that a problem?
Because Ventura, he thought if you bring the nucleus from Juventus, because remember Juventus, they did win, they not win, but they made to the final a couple of years in a row.
Right.
And if you have a strong nucleus, but the Italian problem are the forward, because who's going to put the ball in the net?
Well, Vincenzo, if you're asking me, I mean, the Italians have players that I think that could score. I can name you two right off the bat. The thing is, they don't play in Italy, but we spoke about this on the phone. You got Giovinco and you got Balotelli right off the bat. Proven goal scorers. Proven. They're not young players, but they're still young enough to be on a national team, and they could score.
John, talking about Giovinco playing with Toronto. This Saturday, I had to go to a wedding in Wilmington, Delaware, and my cousin from Toronto.
Okay.
First cousin says, "Yeah, go watch in Toronto." Giovinco, they bring to the Italian center they have in Toronto, and they're having dinner parties and this and that. He said the same thing. He would love to see Giovinco play with the Italian national team.
Yeah, I mean.
And if you notice today, with Sweden, they had a player who was playing with the Seattle Sounders.
There you go, I see.
All right?
See, there you go. There's nothing wrong. Listen, you got these, maybe Costa Rica, Panama. They have all MLS players.
Yeah.
I think Costa Rica's in, right?
Yeah, Costa Rica.
They're one of the top teams in the world.
I don't know about top team, John.
They're up there.
Tough team.
Chile, Panama.
And I believe this year, the first time, a World Cup winner from the previous year did not make it.
Right.
You got Argentina, Spain, England, Germany. They qualify, except Italy.
Yeah. Well.
But maybe it's a lesson.
So what's the plan now, Vincenzo? I know it's still the first couple, few hours.
They mentioned Ancelotti is available.
Right, there you go. Okay.
So Carlo Ancelotti.
Yep.
He used to play with Lazio, Roma, Milan, where Ventura, I don't know if you know, Johnny, Ventura, the most soccer experience that he had.
Yeah.
He played in the third division in Italy, Serie G.
That's where he played.
Yeah, he played in C division.
Right, C division. Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, but he knows soccer anyway.
You don't have to be a great player to be a great coach.
But sometimes, if you noticed, Mancini, Ancelotti, Guardiola, they're all playing in Serie A division.
Yeah. Well, that's the first step, I think. Obviously, they need to, if they're going to fire the coach, they need to hire someone and get that done quickly, I think, and then start building again, Like you said, so we're going to say goodbye to the Juventus defense, right?
No, yeah, John, that will go, guarantee you.
Those guys are gone. You've seen the last of them. And, we don't want to you really don't want to complain too much, Vincenzo, and make excuses, but no, we don't want to make excuses, but the referees did miss a couple of calls, probably both ways.
I would say easily, the announcer, I was watching on the Spanish channel, the announcer, every time somebody fell, they would start screaming, penalty.
Yeah.
Then they realized,
and you know what?
Wait a minute. But maybe out of the 6 that were screaming and yelling, I would say half, I'll be happy. 2, in Italian favor and one for
Right.
Sweden side.
And you know what? The players now, and not just today's game, they throw their hands up in the air and they stop playing. They're looking for a call.
Yeah.
Continue to play until the referee blows the whistle. So
And you need 100% focus.
yes, right. So they're not focused. If they're
No.
looking and they're waiting for a referee to make a call, so
Yeah,
you're not
and-
focused. You're not.
They're like actors.
Right, exactly. That's got to stop. Chiellini, and I was surprised. I really shouldn't be surprised, but I think it was in the first leg. He was fouled and went down, and he rolled over maybe 15 times. He stopped. He looked up to see what the referee was going. Then he put his face down into the dirt. Come on,
Yeah.
come on. I mean,
Yellow card.
you're killing.
Graduate.
Right, you're killing the game by
Yeah.
doing that.
Or even today, a couple of Sweden players, they went down
Yeah.
like they got hit by a truck.
Right, and they all do it. They all do it. So
Well, I mean, yellow cards, but guess what, John? If they start giving yellow cards,
yeah.
then it's, wait a minute, now, they're going to play one man less. Next game he can play. Then
Well, that's unsportsmanlike. You can't
Yes.
you can't fake anything. If you go down, you get fouled. You get fouled. Try not to fake it. You're killing the game by doing that. Okay, so Vincenz, let's. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to get rid of the coach. If they're going to fire the coach, we don't know. I mean, that's what the fans want. That's what everybody's been calling for after the first game. So they do that. You hire a coach. And then you bring up players. So who's going to play the back? Who's going to be in the goal?
Well, like I told you, Donnarumma from Milan is only 18 years old.
Yeah, that's fine by me. I'll take him.
He's a backup goalie right now for
Right.
Buffon.
Yeah, but he's a starting play for Milan.
Yeah, just time goalie
I
for
mean,
Milan.
that's fine. That's fine by me. I'll take him in the goal.
Yeah, remember also, goalkeeper, John, I mentioned before, they're like wine. The older they
Yeah,
get,
yeah,
the better.
yep. And
But
this,
you need also a strong defense in front of you.
he's the
But I
guy.
will go with Donnarumma, though.
Okay.
Fullback, Damian, I like him. You have a couple of young guys upcoming from, who has
Hmm.
most of the team, John. If you name two Italian players in a team, you
Yeah.
get an award.
Yeah.
You got 9 players from other countries. When you have one team in Serie A, Sassuolo,
Yeah.
they have 7, 8 Italian players. Maybe they should bring Sassuolo. Who knows?
So would they go to Serie A B and pick some players, or is there?
No, you can, John, in Serie A, national team, you could go in the C division if
Right.
you have somebody.
Right. But would they do that?
That's why it's a national team now.
Has that been done before, Vincenzo? Have they done?
I think one player, if going back, was De Paoli, was a center forward playing for Brescia.
How long ago are you going back?
Yeah, I'm going back in the 70s.
Forget the 70s. See, they don't. So they're not doing that anymore.
No, for the last 30 years now.
So, and why is that, Vincenzo? Because it's all about the big. It's the big.
No, because I thought mostly the forward.
Say it
You
again.
have 1 or 2 forwards, and after
Okay.
that, each team, they got Brazilian, Argentinian, you got from other countries.
Right.
So in forwards, it's a Italian position. Because, if you know to put the ball in the net, like Higuain, somebody else, you make your millions. And Italian guys, they have no chance to excel.
So Vincenzo, if they selected some players from Serie A B, I think you might have players that are hungrier.
Yes,
Maybe
now we're getting there, Johnny.
right, the hunger, play
Yeah.
the passion. I'm not saying that the other guys don't play with passion, but maybe those guys that are not making the big money and they want to prove something. Playing for the country probably be the best thing that ever happened to them.
John, it's not a bad idea because if you're looking at now, most of the Serie A team, especially with Juventus, other clubs, they're playing the UEFA League, they're playing the Super Cup League,
right.
Italian Cup, Serie A. Hey, these guys are playing, 30 games in less than a month.
So why don't we do this, Vincenzo? Why don't we just make a rule and let the Italian national team select players only from Serie A B and down?
But I don't know only, but I would would not forget them. Let's bring a couple of.
Yeah, but like Vincent, like you just mentioned, these top teams, the Juventus, Milan, Napoli, they're all playing. They're playing all these tournaments.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of soccer, that they've been playing. The Serie B teams, they don't play as much.
Yeah, once a week, and that's it. When
Right.
You could stop a week or two. I like the idea.
I like to see some more players from Serie B on the national team, even if it's on the bench. I like to see some players get selected.
Let them get an exposure,
right?
And then you're getting ready for European Cup.
Mm-hmm.
But well, guess what happened, John? Though when Italy plays in Rome against Sweden, wait a minute, who they get?
Can't do nothing about Vincenzo's sound.
Show the big games on TV also.
So, yeah.
Everything's money.
Yeah, it's all money, of course. Yeah. Everything is about the money. But you look at the American national team, and you go back and you look at the Italian national team. I think we're spoiled with them because they've made the World Cup for the last 30 years or more.
Yeah.
Right, and they got the Serie A, Serie B to choose from players. We don't have that in this country to choose from. So
that's right. You got the MLS, and then
and that's it. That's all we have here. So, but like we mentioned, I think it's time to say these older players out and bring in the young with an experienced coach. And let's march to the let's work on to the European Championship.
Johnny, coach from Pescara.
Yep.
Zeman.
Yeah.
He has a lot. He coached a lot of teams in Serie A, Serie B,
okay.
Even in C division. So he knows the field. He knows talent. He knows, maybe. That's not a bad idea. That's an experienced coach, Zeman, even Angelotto. But Angelotto wants more money.
Well, Angelotto.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's stay away from the guys that want the money.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Angelotti.
Yeah.
No money, no coach.
No, let's stay away from those. Let's stay away from him then. We want the guy to do it for the love of the game, the passion. How about that?
Even the guy Di Biagio, he's the under 21 coach.
Right. Okay.
Right. So he has experience.
Right. You can promote him up.
He was a player under Zeman.
Yep.
The Zeman system, the methods, the strategy.
Right.
He has been a coach for the young, and plus, he's the coach of the under 21.
Right.
2 years from now, they got to be 23.
Right. So that's a good idea to promote him to the national team.
That's Johnny. You heard first from me.
Yep, you heard it first right here from Vincenzo. So, that's the best. That would be the smart way to go.
Yeah, I like that.
And also, why isn't Serie A considered? This is probably part of the reason also that they're not going to be at the World Cup. They're not considered. Italian soccer is not considered one of the top leagues anymore.
Too many foreign players, Daniel.
All right, too many foreign
players.
Okay.
In the 50s, 60s, 70s, up to the 90s.
Right.
Each team, you can only you can sign 20 guys, but only 3 can go on the field.
Okay. Oh, you're
so
talking about
8 Italian and 3 foreign. Foreign could be anybody.
So they had that rule where you can only really.
Up to the 90s.
Wow.
And after that, it became money. The guy is a superstar from Brazil, over here, the guy Argentina, everything else. And slowly, every year, they went from 3 to 4 to 5. Now, even now, you could have 11 guys in the field.
That's a shame, that's a shame. Yep. That's
right?
not
like
good.
Inter.
Yeah.
Can you name one Italian guy over there?
No, Inter, forget it. No.
Forget about it. Milan. Something.
Well, it's been like that with Inter for years that they don't really have too many Italian players on that team. But
when Italy was strong in the 70s, like I said before, you only had 3 foreign players playing for a team.
So Vincenzo, let's go back to the first leg. The first few seconds of the game, Bonucci got his nose broken. You saw him with
last week.
right the first game, and nothing was called on that. You saw him with the mask right today.
Yeah.
So
at the end, he says, "I don't want to play with this stupid thing."
He didn't look comfortable with it. He wasn't comfortable playing with it, I guess.
He looked like Zorro over there.
Yeah. So, I mean, now don't they have the video replay?
Not in this area. Also in the other country division, they do have the VAR.
They didn't have it. Okay.
For this, I think even the other games, they're not ready for the video replay for this game, unless they're going to do something for the World Cup.
Yeah.
But right now, the referee and his assistant, they are the only two.
Yep.
I guess three. They could, call the penalty or whatever.
Yeah, there's four altogether. There's the three, on the field, and then there's one off the field. So.
And but I thought the referee. I don't think John the referee was bad.
Today's game, I thought it was. Again, he let go. He let them play. He didn't. Yeah. He let them play. Is basically what he did. Because they were
Italian forward, they had no one. If the game would have finished 5-0, was nothing to be ashamed of.
Right.
Because they had their chance. No one, or like sometimes, like Sweden, if they had one chance, maybe you could have counted. Yeah. Italy, you had at least 3 solid opportunities in the first half, another 3 in the second half. Yeah. That if 2 of them would have went in, also matter of luck.
They pretty much.
I'm not ashamed. We lost because we stink. No, we lost because we were not able to put one goal into the net.
Yeah, they pretty much dominated the game. They just couldn't score a goal.
They did everything right, John.
Yeah, they couldn't. They just couldn't score.
This game, John, believe me, that happens every 100 years.
Yeah. Oh, games like that. Yeah. Well, they had 2 of them. They had 2 games, and the goal that they scored, meaning Sweden,
a deflection.
Was a deflection. So kind of like a fluke. I mean, is that a sign where Italy, it's time to rebuild and get ready for the European finals? Take off next summer. You guys played too much.
I tell you, John, if somebody's listening about Di Biagio there with he's the coach under 21. If they do that, I'll be extremely happy.
Di Biagio.
Di Biagio.
Where did he play?
He played with Foggia under Zeman.
Foggia.
And he played with Lazio.
And he played. That's where he played City.
Lazio and Rome. I think he's played like one season with Lazio.
So Di Biagio. Well, Vincenzo, this show is going to be on YouTube and it's going to be around the world. It's going to Italy. Yeah. So maybe somebody there watches it and they'll get. They'll.
Well, like I said, they know. I mean, this guy is not like a. Everybody knows he's the coach of the under 21.
Yeah.
And the Pescara last week they played a friendly game. Pescara is coached by Zeman.
Right.
Against his former player, Di Biagio. And the Italian under 21, they lost 2-1.
They lost 2-1. Okay.
Scrimmage game.
Right. Friendly game.
Friendly game.
Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, I've seen them. I watched a couple of those games. They were just in a World Cup they were playing, or some kind of European Cup, the under 21 team. Yeah, so I watched them, and those guys are going to be coming up now.
Yeah, they're going to, like I said, for the European Cup, another 2 years, they're going to be 23.
So you might as well bring the players and the coach up together.
And then the next 2022, they're going to be 25.
Right.
Johnny.
Right. And that's it. Then
the career.
And then you're 28, then you're too old to play.
I mean, like I said, but there's got to be done now, and don't waste if you bring the guy who play with the Juventus and this and that, they play, but I don't understand Corazon. Where is the heart?
Yeah, there was no passion and stuff like, But Vincenzo, let's talk about a few minutes. I mean, you got the experience. You've been around this game a lot more than I have. What was your feeling like when the game was over today?
I mentioned earlier in the show. I said it was a sad day.
Yeah. So you just felt you were feeling sad there, right?
Sad. I mean, sad that it's like but I don't want to eat. I don't want to go out. I don't want to. Just want to reflection what took place, and maybe, like you said, let's hope for the better now.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I felt the same. I felt kind of like, I couldn't believe it, really, is what, I really couldn't believe that they couldn't score a goal. So kind of just, and after a few minutes, it was like, what could you do? What could you do, really? There's nothing you could do now. We went through this about a month ago with the U.S. team.
Yeah.
It was a shock that they couldn't beat a weaker country, right?
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like used to the feeling, and it happened again. So, but now, I'm not going to let it linger, but they have to just make the change. Italy has a lot more resources than they do here as far as soccer goes. So,
oh, John, you got the Viareggio, all those stuff.
Right. So they can the Italian team can make the turnaround a lot quicker. They could turn this thing around if they make the right selections with the players and, of course, with the coach, and go into the European Cup and probably win it.
And don't forget to go scouting in the B division.
Right. That's what I mean.
Now.
Right. Get some young players, get some Serie B players, get some hungry players, and they could turn this thing around. Have some friendly games because, these teams now that are qualified already, they're going to look for friendlies, right, to prepare.
Johnny, you want another solution? Again, first on the Johnny Condeduca show.
You
know what
first.
I would do? That's my idea, John, right?
Yeah.
You make a team. You play the team in Serie A.
Right.
You play against Milan, against Inter.
Yeah.
You like that?
Why not? Why not? Would they do it? They probably want to do it.
No, but I mean, I like that idea.
I like it too, Vincenzo. I like most of your ideas for many years. Okay, I don't think there was one that I didn't like, and if I didn't like it, I got used to it. So
yeah,
right?
But John, this idea, as we talk, and comes to my mind.
Yeah.
I tell you.
So now let's focus on Serie A. I mean, there's no way that they're going to go back to that system where they allow.
No.
They won't go back.
Money is too far deep.
Right. So.
No, John, too far deep.
That's
now.
not gonna. That's never going to happen. All right. I mean, what's the plan?
It's not only Serie A. You talk about the Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga.
So Vincenzo, now we have plenty of countries that did not qualify for the World Cup. What about an idea of having these teams that didn't qualify play in a tournament, or do something with them? I mean, you got some good. Now you got one of the best countries that are not going. Italy's got to play some games, right?
Right now, they unless when they're ready to after the World Cup, they're make a European drawing.
Right.
So you're talking about only for a year, Johnny.
But you got teams, Vincenzo, that are going to want to play friendly games leading up to the World Cup. You can't, right?
No, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Like Italy against USA, I bet you a game will be set up not before then.
Yeah, right. I would probably imagine in January, maybe after the holidays, right?
They play in Washington, D.C., and you play one game in Rome.
Yeah.
And then, you play against another country that didn't qualify with them. Used to be a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And like I say, Greece.
Yeah.
And see, Greece, they lost 4-1 against Croatia.
Okay.
So Greece, Italy, they lost, but the way they lost.
Yeah, the Greeks got a tough way to go. I think they're playing tomorrow.
Yeah, but they lost 4-1.
They lost the first leg 4-1, so yeah.
So if they don't score 5 goals,
yeah, they're in trouble. They're already in trouble, yeah.
So maybe you can play against Greece, those teams.
Yeah,
only a friendly game. your ideas was to make a tournament. No, that would never, people would never allow.
All right, listen, make friendly games. That's fine, but you got to play these teams.
No,
Look,
you have to play them.
Argentina, the German, all these other teams that are already qualified, next year they're going to need to play some games. So I'm sure.
No, John, they play for the game.
Right. I'm sure Italy's going to be playing against the team that's going to the World Cup. So
even if they want to use like a sparring partner.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
They can do that. The idea is to start scouting now.
Yes.
Start looking at B division.
Well,
Forget about the C division, because C division, but at least the B division.
They should already
some
know,
good teams there.
Vincenzo. The Italian Federation for the national team should already know their players. They should know even Serie B who's there and who's doing what. They should know these players already. They play in Italy, so it should be easy to pick. Say, hey, let's go to let's pick this player from whatever. Let's say Body, anywhere, and just bring him onto the team.
You know what they're doing, John, is now. Somebody told me a couple of weeks ago. There's a kid from Kansas City, Missouri.
Yes.
10 years old.
10 years old, yeah.
Roma got him.
Yep. I think I saw that too. Yep, 10-year-old, right? He's already in the Roma program.
Yeah, so you start them young.
Yeah.
So what? You mean in Italy would there no such a kid like this?
Yeah, they don't do that here, Vincenzo. They won't do that.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about in Italy.
Yeah, I know.
When
of
they
course.
start them young.
They start them even younger. They start them at 5 years old.
Yeah, so when you reach 18,
Yep.
it's the team ready to go.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
Johnny, what are you gonna do?
So, Vincenzo, any news coming out of the Italian channel that you watch, or anything that they say anything after the game? Any interviews with the coach?
Well, Johnny, the game was broadcast on the Spanish channel,
Right.
and English channel.
Yeah.
The Italian TV, they only like flash news, 1, 2, 3, and that's it.
Yeah.
They don't televise the game.
Yeah, Fox Sports had the game here, and I don't know, in Italy what it was on. I'm sure
Yeah,
it was
literally,
on.
but here, Johnny, before we used to get the channel.
Yeah, they cut that out too, which
See?
is that's horrible. They cut that out.
I thought it was extremely horrible.
I was watching towards the end of after the game, they were interviewing Buffon, and I'm sure I'll see that somewhere on the internet somewhere. We'll get that interview with Gigi, and he was in tears, obviously, And like I said to you yesterday or this morning, whenever we spoke, and that's the one person I would feel bad for is Buffon, because the guy puts 1,000% in every game that he plays. Preparation. He's just a pure professional player.
Johnny, if you watch during the national anthem,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I know.
Looking at Buffon,
Vincenzo,
you're
that's
singing also.
not only today, Vincenzo.
Yeah, every time, I know.
How many games has he played for the national team? Over 100?
Sure. Huh?
All right. He does that every single. He never took anything for granted, any game for granted. That guy. And again, he's the best professional that I think that I've ever seen.
And you notice at the end, no one, twice. He went up for a heading.
Yeah, he came
I
out
would
wrong.
love to see him score the goal with the head.
Forget about it. If he would have scored the goal, I mean, they're going to put a statue already of him. But if he scored a goal and tied the game, they will make the statue out of gold.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like everything he's got.
Yeah.
He gives it.
Yeah, that's again. For me, and you've seen players, a lot more players than I have. I think for me in my lifetime, it's going to be tough to be better than Buffon. Better. I don't think you could find a better guy than him. On and off the field.
Remember, Johnny, he comes from a family of goalkeepers.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
His uncle used to play with Milan.
Goalkeeper.
Also Buffon.
Oh yeah.
In the 50s.
Okay. So
right?
go.
So when he was born, his uncle probably gave him his first pair of gloves.
Yeah. As soon as he's born, yeah.
And he came to a goalkeeper family. So and same thing with Sandro Mazzola. It was his birthday a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
He was born 1942, John, November.
Yeah.
And his father played with Torino. That's the famous Superga when the plane went down in 1949. And Mazzola, 7 years old.
Yeah.
Torino, he was raised up with the Torino club and everything, and then he went up playing with Inter.
All right, just want to let the Facebook watchers here, Facebook Live, that we have Vincenzo Tozzo on the telephone. I don't know if it's clear, if it's coming in clear, because we do have a little echo going on. But that's Vincenzo Tozzo from Brooklyn, the famous Vincenzo.
I don't know about famous.
Well, you're famous to me, that's for sure.
And I'm like Buffon, John. I give him my best.
Yeah, well, you know what? He's still playing. I mean, the national team looks like his career with them is over. But he's still playing with Juventus, and they still, they still got a chance to win a couple more trophies. And I think the only one that he really wants to get is the Champions League, right?
Well, John, if Buffon, if they win the UEFA champion, right? And the new coach, even the young guy.
Yeah.
Listen, like I told you, goalkeepers, look the goalkeeper from Inter, Antanovic.
Yeah.
He's also my age.
Right.
Right? And the guy, if it wasn't for him, Inter would have lost a couple of games already.
Yeah, definitely.
Right now, they only tied 2 games, and they won every game.
Yeah.
Undefeated so far.
So yeah, you know what? I think with Buffon, the only thing he might be missing in his career is that Champions League title.
So
that's
maybe
the only
this year.
Right. That's the only thing he's missing, and I'm sure he would love to win that if they get a chance to do that in next year in May, sometime in May and June, I think. Maybe in May, right? They finish in May.
Yeah, towards the end of May, John.
Yeah, right. Well, this year may be a little early because of the World Cup.
Oh, the World Cup, that's right, John.
Yeah, so maybe a couple of weeks.
Probably the end of April, early May.
Yeah, early May. So I think, he would definitely, I would root for him to hopefully win a Champions League in this way. His career would be set, if he could win that.
John, Juventus now, even though the Serie A, it's a choice between Napoli, Inter, Juventus,
right.
But if they could focus more on the UEFA champion,
yeah,
they would willing to give up the Scudetto for the UEFA champion.
Yeah, now it's easy now because there's no more World Cup. So yes, of course, I would imagine that Juventus and the 4 players, at least those 4 players, the defenders and the keeper, would 100% focus on Juventus winning Serie A, winning the Italian Coppa Italia, and the Champions League. So look out for Juventus. This might be a bad thing for the rest of the Serie A.
And it was been Italian saying, non tutti i mali vengono per nuocere.
That's it.
In other words, not bad things comes, maybe sometimes, future things, better things coming.
Yeah. Well, look, if I'm one of those guys, Buffon or Chiellini, Bonucci. Well, Bonucci's in Milan now, anyway.
In Milan,
yeah. So, but if I'm Buffon, I'm definitely 100% focused. How do you play? They got a game this weekend, right, with Juventus. So
no, the regular weekend schedule.
Yeah, they're playing in 5 days, 6 days from now, right? That's going to be tough. I mean, maybe, a little coming off this loss and then, well, not a loss, but, not making the World Cup, and then you got to go play with your club team in 5 days from now. So.
Well, John, now every team, they have 11 substitutions.
Yeah.
One time when I was playing soccer, it's 11 guys go on the field, you finish the game.
Right, yeah, you finish.
So now, and the substitution sometimes, they're better than the other guys.
Yeah, well, they have to be, substitute players have to be equal, right, or better.
equal or even better.
Yeah, yeah. At least equal, at least than than the starting 11.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Vincenzo, what else could we do or say here? With this national team. I mean, everyone else, I think, around the world might be, thinking, laughing.
I don't know about laughing, John. It's just one. If we don't take care of business during your phase one grouping, and now you're looking for trouble.
Yeah, and the sad thing is too, they had a chance at home to at least score a goal to extend the.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You have to take care of business in the group stage.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no way to output. Right now, we got Sweden. We got lucky.
Yeah.
You could have got Croatia.
Yeah.
Right, Greece. Those games, just anything goes.
Yeah, no. In this game, I mean, anybody could win at any time.
Yeah.
I definitely, I would not say, I wish we would have played Greece. No. Anybody could win at any time in this game. So.
Denmark, Ireland.
Yeah, no.
Those are, on paper, they're all we can beat them. One time, yes. Now, Johnny, Sweden, Denmark, Ireland, they're all tough games.
They're all tough, yep. And
Croatia,
Ireland, I believe Ireland was 0-0 first leg, right?
See?
And yes, I believe tomorrow, I didn't see any other.
Tomorrow, Denmark.
Yeah, right. So that was 0-0 first leg. And they have a shot to go to the World Cup.
See, here you need to score their goal. Even if you tie 1-1.
Right.
Or away, and then you score 0-0 home, you win.
But if you're on the road the first leg, Vincenzo, 0-0 is good.
No, but when you come back home, you tie 1-1.
Right.
You have a team because away goal counts for 2.
That's true. All right, but let's just focus. If I'm on the road and I go 0-0, I come home, I have better feeling, better chance at home. I'd rather take 0-0 on the road and then come home and try and win it at home instead of being
like a game like today.
Right.
The only thing good about that, Sonny, is you playing the first game away 0-0, you come back playing home 0-0.
Yep.
Now extra time and penalty, you're playing home.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Yes. And that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
At least, we would have got a goal, and then, whatever happens after that.
A goal, one goal, and then extra time, we would have got them.
I think
because we were penetrating,
yes.
sooner or later.
Yeah.
You have to give something kind of give.
They probably had 70% possession of the ball, at least 70, 60.
Even more, John.
Well, the first game, I think it was 65, something
Oh,
like that.
no. First, I'm talking about the game today.
And today, it was higher,
I
definitely.
told you we had one more spectator. Who won?
Yep. Today was higher, you're right. So both games, they possessed the ball. They just couldn't score. They did everything right, but scored a goal.
Scored a goal.
So
that's the name of the game, John.
So, right. That's why we play. We play to score goals, right.
Yeah, but the first game, Candreva hit the goal post, and there was a deflection in Buffon. Those things, John.
The goal post.
Nobody would, calculate those two things.
And like you said earlier, the goal post is still shaking.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they shot the ball.
That was some shot. The ball came right back to him, and it went back. I think it bounced right back to the goalkeeper right after that.
Yeah.
So they got lucky. Listen, luck is part of the game.
That's it, John.
And luck was on their side, and they got lucky with the penalty kick.
Anyway, John, I believe December 1st they're gonna have the 32 teams. They're gonna do the drawing.
Yes, early December, they do the draw for the World Cup. Yeah.
So maybe see what kind of grouping they set, and then some games that it's worth watching. I'll be watching.
Listen, these people. I've heard a lot of people say the last couple of days and today that they're not watching the World Cup. But I got to tell you this: if you're a soccer fan,
you have to watch it.
You're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch it. Your feeling now is bitter because your team lost, and we get that. We understand. Come June, whatever middle of June comes, we're going to be watching the World Cup regardless, because even if the United States goes out, they win and they go out to 3 games, we continue to watch it, right? Italy goes out in the knockout stage, we continue to watch it. So
because it's a world game, Johnny.
it's the best of the best playing the sport that we love, the best of the best, you know? So yes, I think I say now there's no energy towards it because the teams are out, but when it comes to the summertime, I definitely will be watching a little bit of it, that's for sure. I may not go out of my way, you know, like to watch, you know, the Italians and the Americans.
Yeah,
I won't go out of my way, but I'll watch a couple.
You're going to flip channel. You got to see which one.
And don't forget, they're playing. Right, they're playing in Russia, so the games are going to be in the afternoon, 2:30, you know, 2:45. Yeah. That's going to be the time of the games, and you know, we do the best we can to watch whatever we can. That's all.
Yeah, Johnny, you know what was the surprise this year? Iceland.
Iceland, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
These guys are doing ice fishing over there.
Once again, Vincenzo, you put 11 players on the field and you see what happens. You never know. You never know.
That's it.
You know,
you could have Maradona, 11 Maradona, and I have 11 that play with the heart.
Yep.
I have a better chance.
Yeah, listen, that's the beauty of the game. But I would say, you know, we could go with predictions again. We spoke, you know, about the predictions. Germany is the champion, and Germany is going to be the favorite until somebody beats them.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't see anybody, I mean, beating Germany right now. Maybe Brazil, if they match up with Brazil in you know, semifinals or the final.
Everything is timing.
Maybe.
Being the right place at the right time.
Right. We have to see, you know, again, and there's also that thing where, you know, these European countries play better when they're in Europe.
Yeah.
And when they go to South America and stuff, they don't play as well. So now, you know, obviously the games are in Russia. Can these South American teams go there and play well? We'll see.
Maybe Russia in June, who knows what kind of weather they're getting there.
Russia in June, I believe it's like summertime. You know, I don't think it's cold. You know, now it's cold there. It gets really cold in Russia, but don't know much about it, so I really can't speak about the weather in Russia. But you know, again, my money would go on the Germans. A cup of coffee. You know,
I would say I don't want to expose myself, but I know you have a few strong countries there.
Yeah. Well,
Argentina, Brazil, Germany, England. England, don't eliminate England.
Yeah, you know, England. There's another country. They always qualify.
Yeah, England is tough.
But they'll qualify, but then they'll go home after the group stage. That's it. You know, they don't.
But this year, I think England, Johnny. I'll put 50 cents aside.
Remains to be seen with them. You know, we'll see what happens. You know, Russia just had a friendly game and they lost. I think maybe Argentina or Germany. They played one of the better teams, and you know, the Russian team, even though they're playing home, I don't think too many people give them a chance to win the World Cup. You know, the Russians.
They had when they had Shevchenko. I mean, Shevchenko was playing with Ukraine.
Yeah, he was Ukrainian. Yeah.
Ukrainian.
Yeah.
But they had a couple of guys, I remember. They give a little bit of time, and then they go out.
I think they're you know, they may be equal to like the United States, maybe. You know, I think, you know, if they get out of the group stage.
Yeah. Get out first phase.
Yeah, you don't want to be the host country. And lose in the group stage. You want to at least get out of those 3 games, and then see what happens after that. Yeah. So, well, it's going to be, you know, it's just going to be a lot of work. They, you know, the United States and Italy. You know, I think tomorrow. Speaking of the United States, they're playing Portugal tomorrow.
Friendly game also.
They're playing a friendly game against Portugal. So
in the USA or in Portugal?
No, they're in Portugal. It's 2:30. The game. So they're playing at Portugal, which is good. Finally playing one of the top teams in the world. But they also said that they were going to go with the young players. Now, you're bringing in all these young players, which is a good thing. At the same time, you don't want to lose 5-0 to Portugal or 6-0. And what are you going to do to these players after, getting your asses,
Well, John, remember, if you lose and you learn something, the coach says, wait a minute, this should have been this way. The next game, you apply what did you learn. Then you apply it before you know.
Yep.
There's
to me, there's
play
just
a game and then learn something.
there's just you got to be a little careful. You want to bring in some young players, fine, but maybe have one or two older guys just to speak to them. Maybe not even play, but on the bench, and that have been through these situations with these big countries. Portugal, Belgium. And just talk to them. While the game is going on or something like that. You always need that, I think. I think you always need a veteran player, at least one, that's been through these big games to help out the young guys.
Yeah, to just get them going for the next phase.
Yeah, right.
Next,
Exactly, yeah. So,
whatever, yeah.
So we got a few more minutes, Vincenzo. Look, an hour went by.
Hey, see that? We're talking about soccer. We can talk for 24 hours.
Man, I tell you, all night long we could be here. So, Vincenzo, do you see, Buffon still has another few months to go. The season ends in May, right?
Buffon might say to himself, Juventus only, and go back to the national team.
So, do you see any coaching with Gigi or not? I don't get any feel that I would see anything like that with him.
Usually, the goalies, Johnny, maybe you could count on top of your hand how many goalies became coach.
Well, look, congratulations. Speaking about a goalie being a coach, Brad Friedel. You remember him? Brad Friedel, the United States goalkeeper.
Wow, John, you're talking about way back now.
Way back when. Brad Friedel is now the head coach of the New England Revolution in the MLS. Okay,
like I say, you could count them.
Yeah, you count one. That's it.
Yeah, you could count them.
And maybe I'll be the second one. So,
hey, Johnny.
Vincenzo, one more thing before we go. We got 2 minutes on the clock.
Okay.
Andrea Pirlo, another great player, ended his career playing with New York City FC. I thought, it was sad to see him go also, because we know what he did with the national team and in Italy. I think we might see him as a coach somewhere down the road.
Yeah, midfielders, defenders.
Yeah.
They always, especially midfield. Ancelotti used to be a midfield.
Right.
Guardiola used to be a midfield.
Yeah.
Mancini was a forward midfield.
Okay.
Most of the great coaches comes from their ranking group.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper, striker, very rare.
Okay, Vincenzo, we're going to close it out. I appreciate and thank you so much.
Johnny.
Thank you for spending an hour here with me talking about the national team. And look, always Forza Zodi, Forza Bari, and I think we got nothing but good things coming up for the national team. They have plenty of young players in Italy that could step up. I want to thank the Facebook fans watching, and we'll see you guys next week, Vincenzo. We got a live show coming out.
John, you call me.
Yep.
Do anything you want. Give me 2 minutes warning.
Okay, Vincenzo. Thanks again for calling in, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys next week live from Studio A. Thank you for watching.
All right. Manchester, feeling good. Rival team is raving too. On the field, think of you. Trainer says some love tonight.